friends, Mitty Man, coming from Walker's Music, yet another word for today. I want to give God the glory, give Him all the praise for health, life, health, and strength. Talked this morning with finger love, eyes flew wide open. We also thanks the YouTube fam from Baby Justice, Big Papa JT, all the way up to Mama JT. Y'all know the routine. Give a big shout out to the End Time Harvest Game. The End Time Harvest Game. Brother from Kingdom Knowledge, Brother P.B. Drawing, Brother Hollincliff, Brother JT, all of us that I call that because that's what we are. And like the slogan that our brother from Kingdom Knowledge sent me, he said that we, what it is I'm going to have to learn this. So we watch and we share as to not get caught unaware of Jesus' second coming. That's the slogan for this End Time Harvest Game. So we just want to give God glory for that as well. I got a scripture I want to read this morning. This morning is it's kind of I don't know what I would call it. It's an uneasy day for me. I say it like that. I'm kind of uneasy in my spirit because of some things that are going on. And then with my third Sunday church now, like I said, people, it seems like though there's something going on everywhere along with these days time, unrest of some kind. But nevertheless, we trying to handle it according to knowledge, Bible knowledge. But nevertheless, there's some unrest this morning, and we're having what we call dress down day at the church today, and it's youth day, and we are going on anyway in the name of the Lord to do whatever we can, to do what we can. No one has practiced. Nobody did any practice. I don't know what I'm going into this morning. As like I said, like that been usual now for quite some time. I'm just going and just using the gift that God given me and the ability that I have to play by ear. I can play by ear as well as read music. So I have to most of the time rely. I'm so glad that God gave me the ear, because if I didn't, a lot of time I'll be lost and served because people don't practice. But at any rate, though, that's another story. I'm just thought I'd throw that out there. I want to read something. It's been kind of a little bit on my mind, but I wanted to let everybody know. I know there's been a lot of talk about church leaders and about no power, and everything's been talking about and basically on the pastors and the ministers of music and whatnot and this and that. But I'm gonna read something this morning, people, to show you that when the gifts of the Spirit is operating in the church, the fivefold ministry is also operating in the church. And when you got people that's on one accord and praying and doing what Jesus told us to do as a body of believers, we will see the manifestation of the power. Now, I really believe that. And I'm going to read you something right here. It said, and Saul was consenting. This is coming from the book of Acts, 8th chapter, first verse. It said, and Saul was consenting unto his death. And at that time, there was a great persecution against the church, which was at Jerusalem. And they were all scattered abroad throughout the regions of Judea and Samaria, except the apostles. And devout men carried Stephen to his burial, and made great lamentation over him. And for Saul, he made havoc of the church, entering into every city house, and hauling men and women, committing them to prison. Therefore they that were scattered abroad went everywhere preaching the word. Then Philip went down to the city of Samaria and preached Christ unto them. May God add a blessing to the readers, hearers, and doers of his holy word. Especially the doers. People, we see here that Saul was the one that was consenting to Stephen's death. Stephen. Now some people say Stephen. No problem. Say it either way you want to. Everybody should know what you're talking about. Some people say Stephen, some say Stephen. But Saul was consenting to his death. Now, why was I want you to read the background. I want you to read the story of Stephen or Stephen. He was a deacon, people. He had so much power, with the power of God working through him. He did miracles. as well. And guess what, people? He wasn't a pastor. He was a deacon. See what I mean? He was a deacon. Don't tell me what the deacon's not important. See, this is what I want to bring down, because see, he was in a lot of talk about church leaders and they ain't nothing but crooks and this. No. You can't say everybody's a crook. If you say everybody's a crook, that means you and I is one. But this Stephen was a deacon. And then it said, if you read the story, you see all the wonderful work that Stephen did God did by the hands of Stephen. Now, and then it said, and Philip went down also to the Samaria and preached Christ unto them. Philip was also a deacon. You see, people, I don't know where the folk got this here notion from, that the people that's got the gift of preaching, or the pastor, is only someone that can preach Christ. People, we all can preach Christ. We all can preach Christ. This stuff came up about man-made stuff. Man-made law, got to have a license for this. That man-made mess. These were deacons. Stephen was a deacon. Philip was a deacon. And they preached the gospel. So people, that answered the question for you about who can carry the Lord's gospel. That's telling you right there. Because these two characters, Stephen and Philip, were deacons. You can read that for yourself. And the mighty works of God were done greatly by their hand through them, because they was on one accord and they was doing things that pleased God. That's how come they saw the power. People, in our day we living in right now, we can get the same thing. We can have this same thing operating in our churches if we would just go back to the grassroots, go back to the basics, just like these here disciples and these here, the early church was undertaken. They had the love of Jesus in their heart, and they went and they did things wholeheartedly and humble, and the power of God worked mightily in them. People, we must go back to the old time way. I remember Brother Gilbert Earl Patterson. He had some a DVD series of songs that said we were singing in the old time way. People, we need to go back to the old time way. There are some traditions that we should never leave, and then that's one of them, is going back to the power and seeing the manifestation of the power of God in our church, because we need it in the body of Christ right now. There's so many people I see sick, and people, we don't supposed to be sick. We don't supposed to be sick, not according to that Bible. So it's something wrong. It's something wrong. And I just want the whole YouTube family, the bottom, Facebook, whoever that get a chance to hear this, let's pray for a revival in the land. Let's pray for our churches. Let's pray for our leaders, that we may get the glory days back when the power of God was in the church. That's Mighty Man's plea. Remember, I hope everybody have a great worship service experience this morning. I hope it be uneventful as far as for calamity and the devil being involved. Hopefully you don't meet no mess. But remember, whatever I told you, whatever you get or whatever you get into, if God isn't in it, it's best that you get out of it. This is Mighty Man saying peace. Goodbye.